Here we are, folks. This is the beginning of the end of everything as we know it. Not literally, but we came so close last season, so... But yeah, this is the beginning of the final season, the final televised season for the Buffyverse. Hello everyone, it is Liam Caddison here. This is episode 1 of season 5 for Angel, which, I will not be watching the intro credits for this episode. I'm assuming the rest of the episodes this season are going to be A-okay, but if I value my life, I will not be watching the intro credits for this episode. No, in all seriousness, for those who might have missed the memo, I did make mention about how quite a few people have cautioned me not to watch the intro credits for this episode of Angel, as it's a bit of a no-no. So, for those who might be a bit worried that I might accidentally watch the intro, fear not, because I will not. So, I am really curious about what it's going to entail because, obviously the intro credits, feature those who are going to be recurring for, the majority, if anything, of the season. So, I can only assume that maybe someone from the Buffy cast is going to be making a regular appearance throughout this season. If I'm going to take a hunch, it's going to be Willow, especially with how she appeared last season. So, it can be a kind of pilot of sorts, because obviously I think by that time, they knew that this would be the final season of Buffy, so this could kind of test the waters of sorts, and more Willow and Fred, that'll do me just nicely. And plus, this would get Allison, I guess, closer to Alexis, because I think I'm not sure where they were relationship-wise at this point, but obviously I think they're married in real life at the moment, so I'm not sure where they were at this point in time. So but we'll just have to wait and see. No point dwelling on it. So I am really looking forward to seeing how we're going to close out this season of Angel, how we're going to close out, Angel, should I say, entirely, because we did end on a very, very interesting note with the 4th season, a season that has had its, opinions and whatnot in regards to certain controversial moments that happened in that season. So, yes, but it was a very, very interesting way to set things up for season 5, which might have some conflict along the lines, who knows, but I am really looking forward to seeing if, Angel's Quest, where we started with, the first season, is going to come full circle. So but I will just say, though, for a point of reference, that obviously this is now the only Buffyverse show, obviously, as I've mentioned before. But that doesn't mean that things are going to be done quicker for Angel, because of course there's Supernatural that's going to be replacing Buffy. But I think until I do complete Angel, it's only going to be a 1 episode a week deal on that side. So there will still be your fair share of Angel. So things will be done a bit quicker, but don't expect the thing to be sliced in half with no Buffy to contend with. So but just to making a point of order, just in case people might be a bit curious now that this is the only Buffy verse televised show that I'm reacting to. So but I am really looking forward to seeing how things do go down with this final season. So, for the final time, let's get reacting to the first episode of this new season of Angel. Let's go. This is kind of giving me reminiscence to the first episode.
Maybe you're coming off as too needy.
Can he do the, things?
Really would get the force. Really would prefer it if you didn't leave.
Y'all ruined the dramatic moments.
Of course, that is your decision, sir. But how did you guys tracking monitor in your lapel? And what a time saver too, huh?
To confirm that you have been rescued by Angel CEO and President Wolfram and Hart, and this is to indemnify.
We can just get a couple pictures of you two. That would be great. Now,
what?
The vampire that you terminated, he.
It's all good, okay? It's all good. La 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 la. So Orphan Black is a good show that you should all check out. I'm really enjoying the darkness. That's, yeah.
My breadcrumbs?
It's not that hard. I'll show you.
Thanks, Noxie. See ya.
Oh, it's nice to meet you.
If Willow is showing up, you're not getting in the way.
Think fast.
Whoop.
Gotta be faster than that in this place.
Cricket's more my game.
I made up my mind. How's Fred doing?
I'm sure Noxie
How
will take
British.
wonderful care of it. She thinks of it unseen.
I don't need to make an entrance. I need to make an impression. I'm gonna be your liaison to the firm. I'll help you find your way. My name is Eve. And just
Okay.
to get the whole irony thing out of the way.
Ah, nice. She's got
Who do you
humor.
answer to?
The senior partners. And if you're thinking, which, by the way, you are, that you can use me to get to them,
Great.
let go of the sitting around your hotel waiting for the phone to jangle. But you're on the ins now, and you can stop the worst of it. Maybe find some new solutions to some old problems. Come on!
It's that bitter
Isn't
pill to
anybody
swallow
excited?
thing.
Or this is a crazy time of fun. The most powerful evil around has given
Best
people a
solution,
position
but it
over
doesn't
which
feel
sworn
right.
Enemies.
This is Angel?
No, this is his new assistant.
No, this is Angel.
Are you sure?
Less and less. Can I get a cup of coffee? Or if there's blood.
Oh, right away.
You mentioned blood.
A loved one or pet, press the pound key.
Harmony,
Hey.
Huh? Harmony?
you're my secretary.
Hello, assistant.
Oh my god!
Explain why I shouldn't kill you.
Secretary's fine.
No, it's not fine.
What happened? Is she gonna be okay?
We don't know.
I have a bad feeling.
Cleo was my best friend, like my whole life. She's my role model. How can she?
Oh,
So anyway, I really think
Oh,
you should
for-
not fire me, and Wes does too.
Either you get me off, or I drop the bomb.
Bomb.
Let me put it this way. They're bringing a conviction. Bye-bye, California. I say the magic word. The only people left standing are going to be the ones that are already dead.
Well, that's a relief. I mean, hey!
He was the one that she took poison for. They say that nobody ever loved as much as she. But me, I love you more.
So,
I love it though.
can read
The
your
evaluation is them
While you're singing, he can sort of
utilizing
feel
their
out your
vocals.
aura.
Damn, that garage though.
God, they're so beautiful.
He's fangirling. Love it.
Sir,
Go away.
We got word there's a floater you wanted brought in.
How exactly did you get that word?
That's my job, sir.
Man, it's not a judgment. Men have fine, firm asses. You've been to the website, you know how much I work on mine. But when you said Wolfram and Hart, I assumed you were here about a mystical job. Holds it until the magic word dissolves the vessel.
Okay then, where'd you place the
Great. Ah, you
now.
dick.
I'm applying pressure to your windpipe. You'll pass out. And then I'll
Aw,
let Mr.
cute.
Fries decide if he wants you to wait fire.
Capital V. And there's something else you should know about me.
Oh! Wow, what
I
force!
have no problem spanking men.
Safe guess. So, did you find out where he put it? Angel?
Yeah. I found out where he put it.
Matthew Fries, do you want to spend the rest of this class?
No! Wait a second. You can't be serious. What a sick bastard!
Meredith Connor.
That's not a name I want passing through your lips.
And what would you like passing through my lips?
Oh.
Newsflash, you're not cute when I'm angry.
I'm just curious how you're gonna play it.
Yeah, I had a feeling this would be affecting him in relation
I'll
to
isolate the
Connor.
boy. it comes to that.
It'll kill every person in it. And when blood starts streaming out of our noses, eye sockets, and fingernails, I'll have the intense satisfaction of knowing that I'm dying with the only people in the world that actually deserve it. Now focus, people. Work the damn program.
Lay down the law, Fred. Whoa. Get him told.
All right, thanks. I'll get to the school. Stay in there.
Okay. I'll show the new boss how a threat is contained. Terminate the
Oh,
kid.
no.
Level 1
You guys
possible
are...
contagion. We take out the kid, class, anyone within 50 yards. A clean sweep, people. No survivors, no witnesses.
Are you shitting my... Oh. Oh, Angel, they ain't gonna be happy with you guys.
Probably don't want to be breathing that.
Kid's still a threat, which means you have him isolated, probably
No,
nearby.
smoking's bad.
I can see why they made you the leader. Do I even have to start with how fired you all are?
That's not how it works.
Jeez. Woo! Yeah, you wish you could. I think Angel's gonna give you an education on kicking ass 101.
Your Honor, at this point, I'd like to cede the floor to my colleague, Charles Gunn.
So noted.
Thank you. Your Honor, the defense moves for a mistrial.
What the
You are, of course,
gun?
joking.
Your Honor, that's the second prejudicial remark you've made against the defense since I entered the room.
What are your grounds
What is
for requesting
this?
a mistrial? I have brokers who do my... You submit that I could possibly have known about this connection?
I found out and I've been on the case 6 hours.
The ice is melting, Counselor.
The defense submits it has learned how to swim.
Oh my... Wait, what the
I withdraw that
heck
statement with
gun?
apologies. McCracken versus the State of Maine, 1954.
I-
Any financial dealing shall be deemed the response. Would prefer not to present the rest of our findings in front of the jury.
I'll see counsel in my chambers. Right now.
What in the... What have they done with gun?
Because we possess the most powerful thing in the world. Conviction.
There is one thing more powerful than conviction. Just one. Mercy.
There we go. Oh! Yeah, he was... Oh, yeah, there we go. Had a feeling he'd kill himself.
What happened to Mercy?
You just saw the last of it.
You needed a lawyer to get by here. Charles had the most unused potential. His degrees are all forged,
And they
but
expanded
he's
that.
the real deal.
You want me to sing for Lauren? I can give him a little Pirates of Penny.
Ah!
All of it, actually.
I would also point out that he did just save the day, without ever resorting to violence. How'd you do?
Oh, no.
Are we really gonna do any good?
Yes, we are. We're gonna change things. We came to Wolfram and Hart because it's a powerful weapon, and we'll figure out how to wield it.
Or kill ourselves with it.
Yay, team.
Well,
Sooner or
try.
later, they'll tip their hand.
Oh my god! Spike! Spike!
Spike.
Blondie Bear?
Oh no! I forgot about them two as well. Oh, Spike! Holy shit! Oh my god! Okay. Okay, I'm happy. I'm happy. Spike! So James wasn't technically lying. If you watch my, yeah. Oh my god. So what, did he hide him? Well, he didn't hide himself there, but that contained him, in a sense. And then, obviously, with Angel ripping the, package, that kind of unleashed him again. So, yeah, it didn't I don't know if it necessarily killed him, or... I don't know. Because it could have been like I don't know, like a phylactery or something like that, where, you know, a part of him would, like he would die, but a part of him would be in an object of some sorts. Then he gets, you know, yeah. I don't care. Like, Spike's back. I'm happy. Let's go. This is gonna be great. So yeah, this is great. This is really, really great. I am so stoked with Spike's return. I am happy. Yeah, I mean, I was so sure about episode 22, season 7 for Buffy being the end of the line for Spike. Especially with the way how it concluded, and yeah, there was that kind of sacrificial vibe. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure we're going to get a bit of an explanation of sorts next episode potentially, because I'm assuming Buffy would have told, you know, Angel about everything that happened in the final confrontation. She would have mentioned Spike died. But apparently not, so yeah. But yeah, like I said, I'm sure that's going to be a bit of an explanation regarding how Spike was able to be in that necklace and appear once again, get this chance once more. So I just love the idea that we've now got Harmony and Spike. Are we going to revisit that? Oh goodness, this is going to be, yeah. But I'm guessing Spike was in the intro then. Because, I mean, I don't get me wrong, because I thought Harmony would be in the intro. That's why I would have to look away, not get spoiled on that. But I guess it makes sense why people cautioned me in regards to, you know, if Spike shows up. Because I'm assuming this is not going to be a one-episode deal, and then he's just going to waddle off. But, you know, if you have James Masters be in the intro, then, you know, that's going to be like, oh my god, James Masters is here. So, hence why people would caution you away from that. So, I'll be watching episode 2 later today. So, yeah. But, yeah. Great stuff. I really loved this introductory episode, especially with Angel Investigations trying to find their footing with Wolfram and Hart, and how there is that bitter pill really to swallow about the fact that in order to keep this, to keep the cogs turning, I guess, sometimes you've got to have to do things that do not sit well, and there's going to be this moral crisis because sometimes you're going to have to let bad guys go free, and it's all about them winning the battle but not winning the war, really, and that's what Angel Investigations might have to do. Allow them to win, allow them to have some battles be lost, but the main important thing is the war is going to be theirs, and that's what they've got to do, because otherwise they're going to lose this, and they're basically going to have a loss to their name in this entire war, because of the fact that there is that sense about, see, this is it. This is going to pan out well for the long run, because it's all about that battle and war thing, and they're good. I feel like in order for, I guess, Angel's story to come full circle, like they're just gonna have to allow some people to just get away with murder, quite literally. And I really do like the idea that, because I was like, what the heck, Gunn? But I do like the idea, because I was wondering what the heck they were doing to him, and then Gunn shows up, and, you know, takes the center stage, and everyone's just, Wesley and Lorne were just like, what the but I do like how this plays well for Gunn's story in order for his knowledge about the law to be expanded, because it plays on well with episode 16 of season 4, I believe it was, where, you know, there was this talk about you're more than just the muscle. And now literally he is. And not just that though, but it plays well for Gunn's character about the idea that Gunn is always a character that is willing to do whatever it takes in order for good to prevail. And I think he has that understanding that sometimes lines will have to be blurred in a sense, or crossed, should I say. And he understands that in order for this system to keep going, there's going to have to be a few losses in the battles that Angel Investigations partakes in. And we know from last season with Professor Seidel, and that was a very, very big moment for Gunn and Fred, that he was willing to kill Seidel so Fred didn't have to preserve her innocence. So Gunn is willing to this is it, he was willing to enhance his mind and allow some people to get off the hook, because that is very, very rooted to, I guess, Gunn's personality, some of the characteristics. And he knows that a few of the members on Angel Investigations are going to have a very difficult time absorbing this. So he is, especially with the fact that he has a lot more potential in him, he is allowing himself to have his knowledge expanded and thus be able to utilize that. So some people are going to be appealed to. Because he knows what it's like to face a very, very difficult situation, but choosing something that can be very, very morally questionable, but it's something that he knows that he can choose, especially if it's an effort to save others from reaching that moral crisis, if that makes sense. So, yeah, the idea to expand Gunn's knowledge really plays on well with that little teaser about him becoming more than just a muscle, but also to Gunn's character as well. So I just worry that at some point it's gonna corrupt him, like what they did to him in order to expand that knowledge of the law and whatnot. It's gonna corrupt him in some capacity. I don't know, but I just worry that there can't be, I guess, this kind of even though things are still a bit difficult to absorb with the knowledge about, okay, we're going to have to let some people off the hook if we're going to proceed with things. It is a bit more of a situation where they have less weight on their shoulders, because like when it comes to a situation of court, for example, Gunn can be there and be able to I guess take that brunt and allow those who deserve to be imprisoned to be off the hook, and thus the system can keep running. So it's a bit less weight on the shoulders, but there's still going to be that, a sickening feeling in your stomach. But now Gunn can take that initiative really when it comes to court. So yeah, but it is very, very it is a very, very interesting and logical idea for Gunn's character, someone who has always been a bit who's had that morally, I guess, gray situation. Like, for example, we go back to when Jasmine was, controlling the people and whatnot, and we had that kid who was echoing out, and in order to try and mitigate the attention that would drag Jasmine's followers to Gunn and Co., he would knock out a kid, which is, you're going to have that frowned upon you, isn't it? And even Fred was in shock with what Gunn had to do, but it was in order to preserve Angel Investigations and Co. from Jasmine's followers gaining attraction. It didn't matter in the end, because we knew that the kid was under the influence already, but they didn't know that at the time. But still, in order to mitigate any kind of attention, Gunn did what he had to do, and in this situation he has to do what he has to do in order to make sure that Angel Investigations, whilst they are occupying Wolfram and Hart, can win the war. And in that instance, they might have to lose a few battles, but that's the price in order to keep this system going. So it's a bitter pill to swallow, but it's one that needs to be utilized if these guys are going to thrive. So yeah, but Yeah, it was really, really revolting when we had Fry's reveal the fact that his son was a carrier and whatnot, and we saw how effective Angel was, especially reminiscing about Connor, of course, and the fact that Eve knows. Yeah, like Eve is a very, very peculiar character, especially with the fact that there is a bit of that Lila-esqueness with her. I feel like she's a nice, like, kind of how Gavin was filling in the reins for Lindsay. It feels like Eve is filling in the reins for Lila and is being the new Lila of sorts. So yeah, but it will be very interesting to see how she operates. There is this kind of in-between state with the senior partners and monitoring Angel and co. And of course, she's not going to make it easy for Angel and co. But also there is, of course, that reference to Adam and Eve, etc., and the poisoned apple, of course. So, well, not the poisoned apple, but it was poisonous in terms of that morale for. And I think that's a great symbol of really for Wolfwoman Heart. So yeah, but Eve, very, very interesting, and yeah, obviously she's one that doesn't sit well with us, I guess. But yeah, she made a very, very interesting first outing, especially noting about Gun's potential that could be expanded, and voila, it did. So yeah, but it will be very interesting to see what does happen with Eve in the future. So yeah, but I like the idea that this episode had Angel Investigations continuing their run of Wolfram and Hart, and how they were trying to find their footing of sorts, but also there was that feeling of compromise because of how difficult morally some things are. And they are still young in this company, I guess, in terms of running things, and they're still trying to find their footing. But I think this episode was very important for them to realize, in order for the system to keep running, things are going to have to, be let slid, I guess. So, and I think this was a very, very big thing for Gunn, in order to kind of take the brunt of things, because he's managed to take the brunt pre-Wolfram and Hart days, I guess, in questionable things done, I guess. So, and now here we are. So, yeah. But yeah, it was very, very great stuff to have Fred as well. Getting her footing in and whatnot in the science division. And not just that, though, but standing up against the other scientists. That was really, really great. When she was telling them to get their shit together, I really, really loved that moment where she was just absolutely slaying it with the other scientists and whatnot. And there's that confidence. Really, really great to see, and I just really love it. So I really loved how Fred was absolutely on fire in that moment. I really loved the beginning piece as well, because that was, of course, a parallel to the first ever episode, and then the Wolfram and Hart dicks had to ruin it and be like, publicity. You know what? We were tracking you, hope all is well and good, and all of that, so we didn't need your interference. What was his name? Hauser? Yeah? But, whatever. But it was still a nice moment to, have... Kind of like Lucifer, how the opening of that episode, of the first ever episode, replicated the opening of the final, of the first episode of the final season. It did with this. You had something similar for the first ever episode, and you have something that's kind of paralleling for the first episode of the final season. So yeah. But it was really, really nice. A nice little touch. And yeah, I gotta say, like, some of the attire that Angel wore in this episode was absolutely slick, like, for some reason. I don't know, but it just suited him. So yeah, maybe running Wolfram and Hart has its benefits after all, right? You get some fancy, sick clothing and whatnot. So, but yeah, I also really loved the conversation with Angel and Hauser about how he was convinced that, I guess you could say, Angel lacked conviction, and yeah, that's not happening. It was a really, really intense scene between the pair, and how Angel was talking about mercy as well. Like he does have that mercy and whatnot, but you know what? I mean, I think Hauser, you know, he doesn't know Angel that well, really, and I think. With them two having different situations in regards to the kid, because Hauser and his group was going to take out the kid. But of course, there is that, there is those two sides. He's willing to do whatever it takes, even if it means killing a child. He will do it. He will kill a child, whereas Angel's intent was to isolate the kid and make sure that nothing bad happens. Not just to the people, because of course he was a carrier, but to the kid itself. There was that nice exchange between Hauser and Angel about conviction, and how Angel apparently lacks it. But I don't know about that. I think Hauser needs to know Angel a bit further instead of, just being opposed to him. You know, it doesn't hurt to know know your enemy at this case. So yeah, but it is really, really great to see that there are still a few people who are not too, who are not jumping for joy about Angel and Co. running Wolfram and Hart, because there seems to be a accepting atmosphere for the most part, but it is great that there are a few people who are still pressed about this whole situation. So yeah. And I'm sure that's going to continue further down the line this season, as things go on, as Angel tries to steer things in his direction, but understands that there's going to be a few battles that's going to have to be lost in this war. So, yeah. But yeah, shall we talk about the two returns? Yes. Well, firstly, Harmony, because she made a return, which was not what I was expecting, but I wasn't also expecting Spike to appear as well, but, and I'm really glad that Harmony's back. She has such a upbeat atmosphere, and especially in this kind of sticky situation Angel Investigations have themselves in, it is really, really solid. I'm really looking forward to seeing her flair just shine with Wolfram and Hart, and I really love that moment where she reflected on Cordy, and there was that moment of sadness that Harmony had with Cordy. There is still that care that she has. Of course, she then quickly deflected it, but it is still like, obviously she's a vampire without a soul, so yeah. But that's why it's so nice to see Harmony reflect on Cordy in that manner. So yeah, I gotta say, Wes bringing her in when prior to that, in episode 17 of season 2, I believe it was, he was ready to take any opportunity to end her. It was a very, very funny atmosphere, but it's really, really funny to know that Wes brought her in. So yeah, but I really am looking forward to Harmony playing a role. I'm not sure if this is going to be a main role, because I don't know if she was in the opening credits as well as Spike. But it will be great to see Harmony play, I guess, a recurring role if she is the secretary in Wolfram and Hart. So more Harmony is all well and good for me, especially since she has a very, very enthusiastic and upbeat atmosphere with her. So yeah. And then there's Spike. I'm so happy. Like I said, with the way that Spike was written out with Buffy 7x22, I don't think you could, unless you watch the intro, then yeah, you have no reason to believe that Spike could make a return in any medium, really, because the way he went, the way things ended in episode 2 of season 2. Season 7, what am I talking about? The way things ended on episode 22 of season 7 was a very, very good closure for his arc, especially with redemption and whatnot, and it was, a very, very grand way to end his story arc. So what's going to happen in this scenario is going to be very, very interesting. And I'm really, I do have a feeling he is going to kind of be the, I don't know. I feel like he might cause a few wake-up calls, I guess, in the morally questionable areas that Angel Investigations might have to dig their hands into for this season. Especially since he's a more, I guess, benevolent person compared to last time we saw him on Angel. So I don't know. It will be very interesting to see what role Spike's going to play in things, but it's going to be very interesting to see Angel and Spike go at it this season, because obviously they have such a very intense rivalry, and that's going to be expanded because of the fact that Spike is going to be assumingly here for a regular time. So yeah, I would have loved Faith to be, you know, back in things and whatnot, especially since, of course, her assistance was needed in Sunnydale. So I would have loved to have seen Faith be here and, you know, continue that Watcher Slayer dynamic with Wesley and Faith, because that was really, really spectacular in season 4. And not just that, though, but the Angel and Faith dynamic is really great as well. So I would have loved... And more Spike and Faith as well. That would have been really, really solid. So I am kind of sad that we... well, you don't know. She could appear later this season and whatnot. But yeah, like when you have people saying do not watch the intro, you wonder, is Willow going to make an appearance? And yeah, Faith would have been really, really great in terms of... you know, being someone who could have also been a regular for this season, because, like I said, now that Spike is here, we could have had more Faith and Spike interactions, because those interactions on Buffy were just solid. And more Faith and Wesley, more Faith and Angel. There's a lot of parameters, especially with Wolfram and Hart, where there's going to be a lot of morally questionable situations that's going to happen. And Faith, of course, has a bit more of a positive atmosphere about her life and whatnot, especially with how Buffy ended. And weight lifted off her shoulders there, but also it would have been very, very interesting to see her reaction in some of the shenanigans that Angel Investigations are going to have to pull in this morally questionable situation, because it's going to be very interesting to see what other kind of morally questionable situations that Angel Investigations are going to have to I guess are going to have to be lenient on for the majority of this season, because we got a little snippet of that. But how much worse is it going to get? Because it was pretty repulsive to have Fry's, you know, have his son be the carrier, basically. So you just wonder how much worse is it going to get, really. And this is what I'm talking about. This is going to have some conflict, surely, in terms of some of the questionable stuff that's going to happen, because there's going to be some people who are just going to be repulsed. Like, I know we've got to let things slide and if we're wanting to win the war, but this is too much for my liking, for example. So it is going to be very interesting to see what situations are going to have the team realizing that is the line, because surely there's going to be some worse situations, and it was already a sickening situation to have the son be a carrier, basically, but there's going to be sickening situations throughout the season, surely, that's going to have Angel Investigations contemplate things further. So but whatever the case, an interesting start to season 5. Really loved it. So I'm really excited to see how season 5 does deliver. But it was already we've already started off on a very, very exciting note, and very, very interesting with the dynamic of Angel Investigations integrating with Wolfram and Hart, with some surprise returns, which was really, really great. So I'm excited for the season. Sign me up, folks. So yes, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out all my content. You can also subscribe to my Meet the Beats channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!